Hello and welcome along to the second half of ARL Season 4 here in Tier 1. We're here at Silverstone for the British Grand Prix. It's a pleasure to be at home for Formula 1, whether it be a league race or not. And delighted to say, for this race and for the first time in Tier 1 this season, I am joined by Raptor. How are you doing?
I'm doing good today. Yeah, just relaxing today. How have you been today?
I'm very well, trust me. And yeah, I understand. It's your first appearance in the commentary for Tier 1 this season, so yeah, trust me, hopefully it should be a good race for you.
Hopefully.
A lot has gone on over the last 8 weeks, and significantly the past few, as the championship gap was quite large between LMG and VRT Lilley. You know, just 2 races, or should I say 3 races ago in France, it was 23, and before that it was about the same as well, and it's since dropped down to just 4 points. And how fitting today that at Silverstone, both drivers' home races, there could be a huge twist into the outcome of this championship today. Just 4 points separating VRT Lilley and FRA LMG. So that's Lilley on 123, LMG on 119. That is the championship battle. And, well, yeah. Second half of the season, a title charge is being
Yeah.
planned amongst those two. I mean, you've seen most of the races. I've seen you about in the chat. Just what's your opinion on this season so far? Because it's been unpredictable.
Um. Uh, it's been crazy. Some of the races have been unbelievable. The battling. Most of the race been clean. Since Jack's changed his gamer tag, he hasn't had the best of luck. I don't know if it's just a curse with his new account. But LMG's done really well in these last few races to gain back up the championship, just to 4 points to gap now. So hopefully we're into an entertaining race today.
It looked over towards the start of the season with VRT and Lilley's consistency, but this gamer tag dates back to Baku now, where he didn't have a particularly great race, nor did LMG that day, and boy, that was chaos. But yeah, you know, he's got some results. A P2 last week from Austria, but significantly off LMG, who just had some major consistency. Before that, it was a 3rd place, but LMG's back-to-back wins and beating him before in France. Obviously, that crash on the final lap was rather dramatic as well. But yeah, just Lilley's been up there on the podiums, he should be, but LMG's just been winning. It's on provisional pole at the moment, and he could well make it 3 poles in a row today, I believe. Maybe even 4. There might have been an interruption in that somewhere. Should have probably brushed up on that knowledge before the start. But obviously, this weekend, we learnt about the passing of the great Murray Walker, the voice of Formula 1 commentary for many years, before our time, unfortunately. But yeah, it just makes it even more fitting that we're at Silverstone, you know.
Yeah.
Just that. Any fond memories of Murray Walker? Like I say, I know it's before
Yeah.
our time, but we've heard his voice.
Yeah.
Just what?
I remember watching a load of the classic races on Sky Sports F1. And just when the race starts, just him saying "go, go, go." It's so iconic now, and it's so sad to see him leave this planet. But he left a great legacy, and he was basically friends with everybody, and that's why everybody liked him.
Absolutely, and you know, I enjoy doing commentary. I enjoy watching Formula 1, and I was racing last night when I heard about it, and yeah, I was really quite stunned to learn that it came yesterday. But obviously, it's life, and yeah, his legacy will live on, of course. Especially, obviously the classic races last lockdown as well, when they keep having the replays on. Just fantastic to listen to. Always brought positivity and newest stuff. An entertainer as well. Matty does say, though, this will be 4 poles in a row for Lulu if he does it. Thank you. I thought it was 3 or 4.
Yeah. Yeah, him and James Hunt, 2 iconic duos back in the day. But yeah, we're here in Britain and hope to see a good race.
We will be going silent on the formation lap, just to pay our respect. Lewis Rundle says, looking forward to this one. Excited to see a V2 versus LMG versus Lilley fight. And yes, V2 is close at the moment in this qualifying session, as he was last week. Unfortunately, he was let down by a disconnection the week before. Missed out on the podium just by a few tenths. We all want to see him there. We all want to see him there on a weekly basis. And I believe he may have won ABS this week. I'm not sure. I didn't tune in for that one. But
Not sure either.
I know he took a win recently. It might not have stood. I don't know. Various circumstances might have changed since. But I know he's been up there in everything that he's done recently. So
Yeah, he's improved a lot. Of course, Renault were struggling for points. I think Sandport was their first points since Italy of last season, but now Brute and V2 have been getting good finishes and good points for Renault, which is what they need for constructors in both combined and tier 1, because they're not doing the best in both, as I know from part of the team.
yeah, tier 1
Pretty Gordon's around.
previously.
Sorry to interrupt you. He's on a slap and he just spins.
Cop's always a tricky corner.
Yeah.
Close to that pole position benchmark at the moment. He got a podium here last season when he was driving in the Ferrari as a reserve. Quite a race, that one, especially as well as Ricochet, I think, was leading the race for quite a lengthy period of time. And unfortunately, it slipped away at Cop's corner. So let's watch out for that today. Thoughts on real pre-season, says Lewis Rundle. And, well, firstly, it's great to have real Formula 1 back. So that's the first thing I'm going to say. It's even more quite surprising that we've literally got a break week in 2 weeks because the real thing starts. So we actually have a proper race to watch. And although this virtual stuff's great, no, I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, I'll pass this question on to you, Raptor. Real pre-season, we've seen the cars. Any favourites? Any topics of note?
I think Yuki Tsunoda and Pierre Gasly in the Alpha Tauri look very strong in pre-season. Plus Yuki very fast in that final session today. As they said, if you were watching, that most of the commentators, like our trackside, said the car looked one of the most stable cars, and looked like the drivers had it under control. Like some of the other cars, I think they meant Mercedes. I'm not too sure what other cars. I can't remember, but they said they were a bit shaky, I guess. So yeah, Mercedes didn't look that fast, but they could just be sandbagging, like. You know, it's very possible they were, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
F1 driver's just gone 9th. His number 22 cannot be used on the next game due to Yuki Tsunoda's presence, so...
A lot of drivers, 22 number.
Yeah, well, yeah. Formerly Jensen Button, so F1 driver's a Button fan.
Yeah.
Is it me or is there no game sound? Can anyone confirm? Because I'll have a look. Actually, I'll turn the volume up.
Jack still hasn't set a lap with 6 minutes to go. Unusual. He's just invalidated his last few laps, so unusual for Jack. But let's see if he can get an actual lap in his final run.
I'm just gonna put this onto the leader graphic. Just look, everyone with your own eyes. how close this is. 2/100ths of a second separating real life friends, LMG and Busy Gorgon. And 6/100ths back is Such J, Corey Marshall as well, forming a Red Bull second row at the moment. V2 Combat has invalidated this current lap. He was up, so I don't know if he lost or gained time. Almost lost the car there. It looked like might have lost it there, but top 10 with just about 2/10 in that. Polo God started a lap.
Yeah, Silverstone. It's a good bit, a good few straights, but it's kind of hard to make some overtakes some of the time. It's sometimes a good few DRS trains, but then again, there's a good corners to have amazing side-by-side battles like Maggins and Beckett. It's a bit risky going wheel to wheel, but if you make it work, it's unbelievable. Going around the outside of Stowe, Vale, is it? Near the chicane at the end of the track?
Yeah.
Yeah. A few dive bombs made into Vale. Yeah, it's just a great track, and it's very close in qualifying and race usually because of don't really know. It's just the track. I guess how the track's formed.
Just the track and the way F1 League racing is, yeah. Well, I see what you mean. It combines like that. We've got Polo God coming to the final corner. It's fairly quiet on track for qualifying now, so we're seeing the laps coming slowly. And Polo God, who took pole back in season 1, I believe.
Yeah, it was, but he crashed on lap 1.
Yeah. his bottle that season.
Yeah.
And Polo got onto pole at the moment. Busy Gorgon crosses the line and remains about 2/100ths behind.
Here comes LMG.
LMG is about 3/10ths up though, so into the final corner.
It's
oh,
pole.
He's absolutely smashed it. 1:23.7.
Wow. Who's next? Nobody really coming around the final corners. Yeah, I think maybe Brute. Yeah, I think it's just Brute left on the lap, and maybe that Alpha Tower.
Sam's invalidated, so his lap is done. Brute Gorgon's invalidated, his lap's done. They might be able to get back in, and we'll see.
I think he will.
The
There's
cars
a bit of
come
a
out
time
soon.
bench.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lilley will need to get in a lap. He does not want to be starting at the back.
He just has to get a lap in, doesn't he?
Yeah, because if he starts at the back, it's not going to be good for his championship after his recent form. Not great results.
Lovely engine glitch there. I'll try to get that off. Forgot to mention the reserves. FH in the AlphaTauri today, as there is no TRT Immortal, and Homesick making his debut here in Tier 1. The Italian driver, he's in the Alfa Romeo, replacing Tax for today's race. Forgot to mention those, but they are there at the moment in 17th and 18th respectively.
Yeah. Is anybody on the lap right now? No, nobody is. Dev's starting one actually.
Dev's just started.
Yeah.
Abby, the first corner.
Oh no.
Completely flat out. He's got traffic.
Oh.
Seed has moved onto the racing line. And that
so
is already.
If Jeff saves his fuel, he'll get another lap in. So, just save his tyre and his fuel, he'll get another lap in. Unlucky though.
So what happened there, it was Seed trying to avoid, I think it might have been a racing point there, I didn't quite see as I was focusing more on the lap.
Might have been jab.
Yes. Seed moved across to take avoiding action, all of a sudden there's a quick Mercedes, and that is the exact issue when you're risking going out a little bit earlier than everyone else. You're more likely to encounter traffic like that, and it's very hard to tell who's on a lap and who isn't, because people like to push, people like to... Yeah.
Yeah. That's also Red Bull going slowly to start his lap. And now Jack's going slowly. Yeah, Silverstone can be a place, a track that you can have a bit of a traffic jam in the final sector, because for people backing off and everything, they get enough clean air to start their laps. Lilly started his lap. See if he can actually get a lap in.
He's rallied through the first 4 corners.
LMG.
FH has backed off there. LMG, Polo, Busy Gorgon on outlaps. Such J was up in the first sector. Several outlaps throughout
and
the
Jack.
field.
Oh, that was just a bit of lag, never mind. Thought he made a mistake, it was just a bit of lag.
I think FH may be going for another one here. There's a Mercedes behind him. I believe it is Sync Sam.
Jack ruined this lap. He got too much curve.
Oh!
He got too much curve on cups, and yeah. He's going to
And
stay
that
last.
is the championship leader in the wall and starting last.
Wow. An LMG pole. Well, right now.
That's the checkered flag. So yeah, that's not him in control at the moment. There are people that have missed their laps.
Yeah, let's see.
Such J actually went second there, so I don't think he missed the lap at all. So
Quite
bad.
Okay. It was that F1 driver up to P3. Nice lap
F1
ahead.
driver in
Kyle to P4.
Jabu's had a great season so far. Goes 7th fastest. Next up is, I believe, a McLaren.
Yes, Pluto.
Yeah, here we go.
To P6.
Pluto goes 6th. Important for the Constructors' Championship. That is. Busy Gorgon's around. Yeah. He had a great qualifying.
He's backwards in the barriers.
At Cops. Alfie George onto the front row. Misses out by 0.03 of a second.
Polo around the final corner. He's down on his time, but can he improve? No.
No, he can't. Busy Gorgon off there. Sync Sam into the final corner as well. FH, who he aborted his previous lap, goes 17th. Sync Sam goes 11th. Decent position to start.
Up on his time. Around the final corner. I don't know where that was.
Only into 15th.
Yeah. There you go. Qualifying over. But, LMG and pole and Jack last. Wow. Oh, wait, Axe got pole. Oh.
Wait, what?
What?
I completely missed that.
Did not see Axe get pole. Maybe there's a glitch with the game?
If we missed that. Oh no.
Sorry, Axe. Well, yeah.
Hand over mouth. Hand over mouth.
Axe on pole, LMG P2. Alfie George P3, Such P4, F1 driver P5.
I didn't see it in the bottom left.
Me neither.
Unless I missed that.
Paul P6, Polo P7, Little P8, Busy Gorgon P9, and Jer P10. Maybe
that's not awkward at all.
I don't remember his lap coming up, so maybe it's just a glitch inside the game.
If I genuinely, if people start saying in the chat now, you're dumb. Axe got pole when you were talking about the racing point.
Oh.
Oh no. Right.
A very sunny day in England.
That's awkward. It is. That's strange. That's not meant to happen. But yeah, despite those antics of that, Axe, quickly congratulations to him, because breaking that pole streak from LMG, putting a Williams first when the other one is 20th. I know it's equal cars, but still. It's a team game, and that was very, very important, and by a close margin as well. But for this formation lap, we'll be going silent in memory of Murray Walker. a man who lived a truly great life. And as we conclude this formation lap, I know exactly what I'm saying from lights out, and yeah,
I
hope
do
it will be
too.
worth it for a great British Grand Prix in prospect. Cars are lining up then, had the tyres on the screen there halfway through that lap for you, so only one person outside the top 10 has opted for the softs. That is V2 Combat. It's an easy one-stop strategy here, medium soft, soft mediums, but as the lights come on now, we are getting ready for round 9 of ARL Tier 1 in Season 4, as it never works well with the timing, but as we rev it up, maybe? Here we go. And it's go, go, go! Good getaway from Axe on the front road there. Just has LMG behind him into turn 1. Should prevent him from overtaking. Alfie George on the outside of FRA LMG. Could go for the move into P2.
It's Polo. Polo's around.
Such J getting involved with Alfie George there as he fights for a podium position, which he got last week. He finished 3rd, but side by side onto the Wellington Straight. Alfie George may have to yield here. He has done, and they all tuck in single file for Brooklands. And you were right there. There was a spinner. It was Polo God, and that's unfortunate for him. Just can't really catch a break at the minute. V2 Combat gets a good start on those fresh soft tyres. And there's a spin for Sam.
Oh, he's out.
And that's him out of the race.
Oh.
And a virtual safety car to neutralise things.
Wow.
Other than that, not particularly chaotic.
Yeah.
Leaders set a good example through there because, you know, if they started fighting, everyone else would start fighting. It would become particularly more chaotic. But there's confirmation of the strategy. I don't know why it's shown soft hards. Please, bin that off. But green flags. We're underway again.
VSC. Oh, the start. Ooh, Busy Gorgon and Corey Marshall. Corey Marshall, I think, gets past Busy Gorgon, or maybe the other way around.
Ghosting there. Max leads LMG by 0.4 of a second as this is the perfect opportunity to take the championship lead today by a huge amount.
Yeah.
But Axe will look to keep him behind for both constructor and driver championship purposes.
Oh, Alfie George locks up. F1 driver was looking down his inside, but no move to be made. Good, wise decision from F1 driver to not make any stupid moves today.
His teammate home 16th at the moment. I was interrupted there, so I didn't really say anything for a moment.
Oh, V2 nearly loses the car going through cops. Gets all sideways on this. Good time now.
And pressure now from Jab.
Oh, yeah, sorry, Jab, not Seed, but with Ferraris. Very close to each other on track.
A Renault in between two Ferraris. The DRS will be enabled next lap. No use of it on this occasion. V2 deploying a lot of ERS to try and win this position back from Jab. It's soft against medium tyres. He lunged in there. Just about avoided his rear right tyre. There's a bit of oversteer from Jab as he tries to get back onto the track. More contact between the pair of them. And V2 gets through.
I don't think Polo got damaged from that lap 1 collision, so he's all okay. Lilley only made 3 positions Sam's retirement, so I don't know if that's the progress he'll be wanting right now. But Corey Marshall and Pluto going at it.
Corey Marshall now the biggest winner with 6 positions gained. I was just going to say with 5, but there we go. Great start from Corey Marshall.
Yeah.
Who won in Baku.
And of course his debut race, I believe. Well, not his debut race in ARL, his return to ARL, I guess. And of course Jab, the less said about Jab the better.
Yeah.
Root already picked up a penalty. Oh, but LMG, he's gaining on Max. LMG for the lead.
Oh my god. There we go. A change in leadership, and it has come straight away on lap 3 when the DRS is first enabled. He wants to extend that gap now, which we've seen him do so many times, and it is effectively his speciality. Axe has just got to try and stick in the range, and the lead battle has kicked off right now. Such J in 3rd place as well, keeping Alfie George at bay. F1 driver in 5th, Kyle SO2 a strong 6th as well. Corey Marshall on the mediums will be able to go long into this race, and that may give him an advantage towards the end.
Yeah, now let's see if Axe can put back at LMG here using the DRS. Not close enough to make any moves. But yeah,
small lock up as well.
Yeah. Oh, Polo and aid.
Into Brooklands.
Yep.
VRT Lilley as well on the back of Homesick.
Yeah.
Particularly great progress so far. Just surprising. What a poor qualifying, invalidating every lap.
Yeah.
Never ever consider that to happen to anyone, yet alone VRT Lilley in Tier 1. Jab picks up a time penalty.
Alfie, can you put any pressure on such? No. Such clips a bit of the grass. Lucky to not lose the car a little bit. No moves being made. Maybe Polo on speed. No. Just very close to each other. Bit of a lock up there from the Ferrari. But stays ahead.
It is all one huge train. There's nobody that I can see that is further than a second away from someone.
Yeah.
And this will probably be until the soft runners make their pit stops.
Yeah. Oh, LMG. Clipped a bit of grass, made him go a bit wide, not too wide. That made him.
VRT Lilley, here's an overtake. Oh, he's run wide into Homesick side pod. He's now going to try the outside line into Luffield. Can he keep it committed all the way around the outside there? Just gets a squeeze from Homesick, and that's brilliant defending from the Alfa Romeo. Now on the run down to Cops, yeah, he just backs away from it.
Yeah, great defending there by the Alfa Romeo. Alfie on the back of Such now. Such makes a tiny mistake there. Not going to cost him much time. No decision's going to be changed here because Such has the DRS of Axe. Such clipping a lot of the grass, it seems, around the lap. I've noticed that about him.
Sometimes, I mean, you can get away with it.
Oh!
If like most Aid's got a penalty. Aid's around! As soon as we flick to him, Hass off at this corner. I'm not sure where I've seen that one before. British Grand. Oh, V2 on Jarve. This is for a points position. I think the two of them made contact. Into turn 4 they go. Jarve stays ahead. This has significantly disrupted the train now. Back here. Busy Gorgon as well, looking for a move on Pluto. Those two collided in Hungary. V2 combat down the inside of Brooklands. At Brooklands, not of Brooklands. Sorry, Jarve. I know you have a name.
Well, V2 gets the move back into P10 easily enough. Pluto's fell out of DRS range. Of Corey.
Corey's doing a good job because he's steering this train while on the mediums.
Yeah, he's in a good position. FH has left.
FH has left the session. I know he was having internet trouble. Yeah, thanks. Oh, Busy Gorgon on Pluto has occurred, and Busy Gorgon getting the better of that one. Pit stops, and Such J is sped into the pit lane. Costly in the fight for a podium.
Early pit stops. I thought they would have maybe made it to like lap 10 to 12. FH is back in. Ah, let's see. Will such, yeah, such stays behind LMG in the pit stops. No drama in the pit stops. So yeah, that's good. And the
So
interfills have glitched. Lovely.
latest you can go is around lap 11, maybe 12 if you're really pushing it. But
Yeah,
an early pit stop gives you longer on tyres that don't really wear too much, and they're very consistent
yeah.
tyres, the mediums around Britain.
Now Corey's mediums should start coming into play now, with the soft tires getting old and worn out.
Not seeing any
He's gaining this.
intervals,
Oh,
so
the speed difference between him and Kyle. He just came from nowhere and he's made the move on Kyle. Into P4 he goes. That is all the leaders. Oh, I think axe speeds, I believe.
Alfie George certainly spared.
Let me
Penalty.
check.
Axe did speed.
No.
That is massive. And one thing I was watching as well was Kyle SO2. He wanted to pit. He was heading in the direction of the pit lane, but he backed out last second because he saw Racing Point teammate Alfie George going. And V2 Combat now up to third at the moment. Will we see a large gap between LMG and Axe? He's forced him to respond to the undercut. Well, not the undercut, but
Yeah.
with him being
He
ahead, he's still
just
ahead.
that does. Box up his rear.
Look at this, the 4-car train, Such J almost touching the back of Axe. Axe, Such J, Alfie George all have penalties, so this could really shake up the podium.
Yeah. Kyle and V2, the only soft runners left out there. V2, running quite enough. Well, yeah, he was in a few battles with Sheriff, I believe. Yeah, let's see if, unless Kyle and V2 will come in this lap. Well, I know V2 is very good with his tyre wear, actually. Let's see if he'll come in. No, he stays out.
V2 Combat did very well because of this in Hungary. And now with drivers getting those penalties, there's a really good opportunity here.
Yeah.
It's a Racing Point box for medium tyres. FH, after disconnecting briefly, now 4.2 seconds off the rest of his pack, if you like. But this is the main fight for the lead. LMG, then comes Axe, Such, Alfie George.
LMG with no warnings yet, so that's not going to help Axe.
Needs to hope for a miracle.
Who's that?
Have we got? Oh, we've got FH around at Luffield, and seems like he's lost it on his own. He's struggling now.
Yeah. Unlucky for him. Oh. Okay. Let's see if V2 comes in around this time. He won't. Wow.
Oh, Such J's gone! He's hit the inside curb. It's a similar crash to Danny Kvyat. He's just gone in the opposite direction, and that is a very, very costly mistake for Such J 25.
He can't rejoin. Yeah, and he's lost a lot of time just trying to rejoin. Wow.
He touched that inside sausage curb, and well, obviously nothing failed. He just went. VRT Lilley overtaking TRT Seed here, forces him around the outside, but Seed has the inside line for turn 4, and VRT Lilley is through. Alfie George now with the fastest lap.
Now F1 driver steals it away from him straight away.
Sink stick spun.
Jab.
One at Luffield.
Jack's got past Jab as well. Wow.
2 Ferraris down in 1 lap, and I thought he'd get one. I didn't think the other so soon, but yeah. Just responding to a question there. Sink Stick, Sink Sam.
Oh.
Crashed on that one.
Oh. Jab looks like he's struggling a little bit through there. Through Marcus and Beckett's. That's a yellow. Who's that?
And another yellow.
Oh,
it's Aid, I believe.
Yeah, it is. No damage, I don't believe. Like, is that a bit? No, it's no damage. Just a spin through
Mistakes
tops.
now.
V2's finally in. Stretched those tires a good long while, so fair play to him. Let's see where he'll feed out. For Silverstone, I think it's the longest pit lane in
terms of time. Yeah,
Is that 8 again? I believe.
I think so.
Lost 2 positions, so green flags again.
V2 Combat is now gonna channel down the order. Polo got a bit of time penalty. It's currently 17th.
V2.
The fastest lap.
Re-enter in P13 is going to be under pressure by the McLaren. Going to get down the inside of Pluto. Wheel to wheel.
Renault v McLaren.
And Pluto
Both have the same engines on this game.
Yeah.
Will all be completely different come the next one, as this would be Alpine against McLaren Mercedes power, so...
Yeah.
It just looks weird. It might just be me.
What do you mean? Weird seeing Renault?
There's a yellow Renault on my screen.
Yeah.
It's been blue the last 3 days.
Yeah, it's awful not being called Renault.
Yeah.
LMG putting pressure on FH, gets to move done.
Yep. Gets past his first traffic and had a good time as well.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh, FH getting really loose out of the final corner there.
The next car to need to overtake him.
V2.
Pluto on V2 and oh my days!
That was a bit of a squeeze.
Caught that at the last second.
Yeah, same. Wow.
And Pluto saves it.
Oh, was there any contact made there? I didn't.
No, Pluto just lost it on his own. Through goes Polo Gods, and their battle has ended.
At least they didn't have a major collision from that contact. Something similar happened to me yesterday. Different consequences.
Max got past FH, by the way.
Yeah.
And next is Alfie George behind him. I think we got Polo God or
there's Polo.
somebody off.
Yeah. A lot of spins at Cops today.
We had an AlphaTauri around there last season. At least I think Ricochet was in the AlphaTauri.
Yeah, I think
it's all from memory.
I think he spun near the end of the race.
In the lead as well.
Yeah, so unlucky. Not even sure if he's in ARL these days.
I think he is. I think he's down as a tier 1 reserve, but
just can't make the time.
It's up to him if he wants to make an appearance.
Yeah.
Oh, FH loose off the exit of the corner. Suche with another penalty, but through goes Alfie George before the DRS zone.
Yeah.
And FH is
struggling
now on his own for a bit. There's the 3 in front the 3 in front because Such spun.
Yeah. FH's been struggling on these recent laps since his initial spin. I see the
Ferrari
two
battle.
Ferraris. Yeah, maybe a bit of team orders there. And that's Jack into the pits. Make sure he doesn't speed. Slows down maybe a bit
He's
too
gone for the
much.
softs early.
Yeah, you're gonna be worn by the end of the race, but I guess he has to try something.
He does. And obviously, with the penalties and stuff, we'll work
FH
out the new gap on the end of this. But VRT Lilley onto the soft tyres, and away he goes.
More train between. Well, Seed's kind of pull away from them, but Brute, Homesick, and Jab are pretty close to each other on track.
Homesick in the middle of this.
Yeah, in his
Ferrari behind, Renault in front. And yeah, personally, I didn't know too much about Homesick, but I know I've heard people say he's quick, he's got experience at this level. So here he is in Tier 1. Considering it's been a close session, you know, you can't fault him for being towards the back straight away.
Yeah.
But no, with a bit of time, getting used to things.
Root and Seed come in for their pit stops. That's Core. Oh no, listen, I thought because he pit.
Oh, it's such J. It's another spin.
Oh, he's got damage, I believe.
Really?
No, he actually somehow got away with damage. Maybe he just avoided the barriers.
I've been asked to check some warnings. I will do that very shortly. We now have passed halfway. Oh yeah, if you could do that, would be great. But I'll try and bring them up as well.
Homesick has 3 warnings, but they're all in the start, so they could just be collision. Jab has a penalty and 1 warning. LMG has no warnings.
Nothing.
Axe with no warnings. Dutch J retires, I guess, in the pits. Alfie with 1 warning. F1 driver with 2 warnings. Corey
2.
1. Well, it could be the collision warning at the start.
Could be collision, yeah. Kaya with 1. Fizzy Gorgon with 1. Combat with 3, but obviously some collision. Jarv with 1 fairly recently. There's Seed. Brute Gorgon now has 2 penalties. VRT Lilley with 1 warning. Pluto with 1 warning. Polo God's picked up a penalty. Such J out of the race now. FH, then Aid, and Sam that's there as well. So,
and Jab come in. Oh, and
it's another costly speeding penalty this race.
Yeah. Oh.
He could have gained a lot from it.
Yeah.
Especially.
It was that. I think that might be Kyle.
It is Kyle.
It is, yeah. Oh. Luckily he ghosted there. So there would have been a major collision between him and Seed.
And here comes Brute Gorgon as well. Goes down the inside. Made his mind up late there. Kyle still struggling to get up to speed and loses a further 2 positions.
Yeah. Now Polo, can he gain on Brute? Looks like Brute got a better exit.
These two are going to come out just behind Jab, Homesick, and Seed up ahead. They have fresh soft tyres now.
So now everybody's made a pit stop and Jackson P9 now. So he's
Polo God. Oh, contact! He's hit his side pod and makes further contact.
Brute off the track.
Brute off. Has damage.
Oh, that's just unlucky.
Not sure how that's happened on his right hand side. Okay.
Welcome to F1.
V2 combat.
Oh, and
2 tenths behind Busy Gorgon.
He's into the barrier.
Oh,
he's out.
He's out.
It could be a safety car.
Virtual safety car.
I don't believe there's any contact made. He was right. Kyle was right behind him, but I didn't see any contact. It looked like he just spun out from under pressure.
I don't feel like deploying a full safety car today. which would have made things interesting at this stage.
Yeah.
So, 'cause Corey Marshall being 5 seconds back on fresh soft tyres, he really could have given it a go for the race win, for example.
Now LMG just does not want to get a drive through.
He still can, by the way. I mean, that's a gap he could make up.
Looks like we're about to go green. Yes, we do. And LMG, I think made a bit of time. Brute's back into the pits for a new wing. Jeff and Lilley. Lilley gets past Jeff.
And up to 8th on the fresh soft, so he's going to get combat on penalties, maybe on track as well. Then he's got Busy, F1 driver. 5th is on the cards here still, but still he'll lose quite a lot in this Drivers' Championship.
V2 getting past Busy Gordon. I think he made a mistake there because he's nowhere near him since he got past.
VRT Lilley's on the back now as well of this small train.
Yeah.
VRT Seed and Pluto got close there as well in the fight for a point. Yellow flag in sector 2. It's Aid again.
He's not out. Oh, he's retired on track. That's
retired on track.
If that costs a safety car, that's going to be a big penalty for Aid.
It hasn't pulled over yet. Brute Gorgon coming through. Oh, it's going to park it on itself on the apex. But here's the fight for the lead on track. Axe got very, very close there.
Busy Gorgon and Jack. Jack at fast. Let's see. I don't think it's going to be a VSC or safety car though. Yeah, the yellow flags are gone, so that's all okay.
Seed and Pluto.
Oh, 20 bit of contact. Pluto did have that half spin earlier on in the race.
Could feel a flashback there, back to Bahrain. Axe close again to LMG. He really wants to try and get through.
Sorry about that, but Pluto nearly went down the inside of Cops, but backed out of it at the last second.
And I think Axe fighting for the lead now. Pluto's got a penalty while all this is happening.
Yeah.
And just can't get it done. V2 combat on F1 driver into Stowe. Contact with the side pod down the hill. V2 combat fights it around the outside into Vale.
Lovely move.
As they emerge, V2 is ahead.
V2 doing a stellar
Total
job.
pens. Let's have a look for you. Axe, Alfie George, 5 seconds for speeding. V2 combat got a 3 second for track limit. Alfie George, Axe! He's in the wall. Another mistake.
Maybe he made contact. I'm not sure, but he could have made contact.
Might have been contact, and if there was, that is going to be hugely significant.
Alfie might. If he does get a penalty, if there was contact, I'm not sure.
VRT Lilley on the soft tyres, now on the back of F1 driver and V2 combat. That is really, really damaging for Williams right there.
Homestick and Pluto, wheel to wheel. Will they go wheel to wheel through Cops though? Oh, Pluto has a great run.
Pluto's got ahead. Homesick will fight it down the inside.
Great
Pluto
defending.
has to run wide.
Homesick has done amazing. Homesick's done amazing defending this race. Oh, now Pluto's under pressure from jab. V2
oh my god, it's 3 wide.
Oh my god.
Sorry to interrupt. It's like 3 wide, 4 wide down the straight. V2 combat leads and Lilley goes through. Oh my days. But V2 combat fights it on the exit of Stowe and VRT Lilley down the inside. Combat fights back, and this race has suddenly turned very exciting in terms of wheel-to-wheel action. F1 driver. Oh my days. V2 combat the inside. This contact.
Wow.
And just backs off there. And maybe rightly so.
Getting was that 3 positions in one sector nearly?
Oh my days. was not expecting that to happen at all, but F1 driver still harassing the back of V2 Combat. I think he's taking a clip there. Maybe not harassing, probably not an appropriate word, is it at the minute? But
Yeah. Yeah. Right, Alfie's in LMG's DRS range still.
yes, and maybe one of these guys with a 5-second time penalty for speeding will feel like they can appeal it. There was an incident with Blue Goggy in Tier 3 where his pit limiter was on, but he was accelerating to try and get to the pit line. His pit limiter was clearly on, but it took him to 38 miles an hour. So they gave him a penalty. Homesick! Oh, I thought he was about to be sent into a spin there by TRTC as he fights it around the outside of Stowe. He's really giving it a good go, and it's fantastic to see!
Oh, late braking.
Contact there.
Inside line. But,
Fair play for Seed, leaving a substantial amount of room.
Alfie might want to get this position on LMG, because if LMG did make contact with Axe, he might think LMG could get a penalty, and if it's
Alfie
5 seconds...
George is still on the podium as it stands. He'll lose the position to Corey Marshall, who is slowly getting the 10ths, but VRT Lilley is far enough back at the minute to maybe call that safe. Homesick down the inside of TRT Seed once more. They're side by side into Brooklyn. TRT Seed runs wide, but he's gonna fight back at a collision.
That was a bit of a silly move by Seed.
That was quite a dangerous rejoin, in our opinion.
He's lucky that he didn't spin Homesick around.
Yeah, very. That was not needed. And Jab now fighting the back of Homesick. One Ferrari eliminated from this battle. Hopefully it's not a bad omen as Jab's season so far.
Yeah.
Doesn't deserve an event like that.
But not enough to make
Jab's
a move
through.
on that one. Jab and Homesick. Yeah, he does get through. But can Homesick fight back? No, he can't. Homesick doing a pretty good job to say on his debut. Who's that? Oh, it's Brute.
Brute Gorgon. He was last now on hard tyres. So, yeah, unfortunately he's now very last, not just last. Alfie George, again, close to the back of LMG. There's still about 4.5 laps left to go in this race. It's a very fast-paced race. Just high speed, so it just feels like each lap goes very quickly.
Yeah, that's yellow. I think it's Brute again. Okay. As it stands, I think the top 7 are all British. Well, Corey Marshall's Scottish, but I guess you can count him as British.
Ryan, any comment on that? I see you in the chat. But Brute is now... I really want to hear this opinion now that you've said that. Wow. Yeah, oh, we've got FH around.
Yeah, but I mean, Britain, it's the whole island, is it not?
Well, yeah.
So, and the British Grand Prix. F1 driver Nathan, F1 driver getting past.
Battle for 6th, 7th and 8th between these 3 on your screen right now, and TRT Seeds
might be retiring.
Has called that a day as well. FH has had another spin, I believe. And
yeah,
he's now last of all the runners.
Yeah, such a shame to see Axe in P14, well P13 once he gets past Seeds AI, doing such an amazing race, probably his best finish of the season, I believe. I'm not gonna even attempt anymore. But yeah, so unlucky.
Don't understand why people retire from races instead of finishing.
Yeah, if they get a penalty, it'll be moved on to next race. Alfie, 3 tenths behind LMG. Page is now
There
retired.
you go. All those retirements just popping up in the pit lane, mostly due to individual errors. But,
F1
you know,
busy
I think
Gorgon, and
Axe may go
Homesick
to...
and
Oh!
Jab.
There's two battles ongoing. F1 driver down the inside again of Busy
No,
Gorgon, but just backs out, lets him run wide. He's going to try the switchback here. This is like what Alex Albon did on a Haas. And, yeah, just isn't quite alongside there
Yeah.
to cause a repeat, but...
Oh, but is he gonna have enough? No, he won't. But he could go. No, good placement of the car by Busy by me.
But he runs wide.
Yeah. As it stands, Corey will be still taking P2.
Yeah, I mean, the retirements, you know, they haven't been from person-on-person contact that much.
Retirement likely, or maybe a battle flat.
Yeah. It might well be a retirement.
Yes,
it is.
Okay. Little on Kyle.
You know, that's 8 now.
Little on Kyle. Just
it is less than ideal.
Yeah.
Because people joining now are going to be like, what on earth has kicked off in this race? But, to be honest, not much.
I am pretty sure I heard that someone say OMG, his show was in the chat for one of the tiers. I don't know if that was just a fake account, but I heard someone saying that. Yeah, just like some of these big league racers seeing this league with a lot of retirements seen. They think there's a lot of crash, dirty driving, but it's just self-inflicted, to be honest.
I mean, it's not like they're retiring to preserve parts like they do in real F1. The lower teams, if they're involved in an incident, they'll come in and retire if there's nothing worth fighting for. That's fair enough, but it's not quite the same, and I understand people have mixed opinions on it. I don't like seeing many people come in lap after lap and retiring. I fully agree.
Yeah. Jab on Homesick. Oh, contact and no way. Gets close off the track. Very close to spinning both of them.
Oh, Jab goes all the way around the outside, gets the grip out there,
and here comes Pluto.
And gets through. Pluto's going to try and come through.
He tries to have a bit of a battle. Here we go again. Oh, he's spun him!
Oh, and Homesick's
around
at high speed.
What a save!
What a save!
Well done, Holmes.
It's almost football.
We're still not close enough to make any moves here. But Lilley, from last place to P4. Wow.
Yeah. And as it stands, obviously, LMG gets 25 more points. Putting him, I'll have a look so I don't get this wrong.
He got pole position as well. Is there pole?
Axe got pole position.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Sorry, Axe, I'm forgetting about you.
Yeah, don't talk about it. LMG will move on to 129, 139, 144. 144 points. And VRT Lilley with a 12th place. 12 points. We'll move on to 135.
Oof,
so there will be a 9-point swing in the other way.
Who was fastest?
So that is... I think it was Axe before he retired. But we're on the final lap now. And LMG.
Want to get some better puncture.
Bang!
The dirt is gone.
Into
P2.
the Bay of Chicane.
P2 and Lilley.
We have a battle for P4, but LMG rounds the final corner. He won in Hungary, he won in Austria, and he wins in Great Britain. Alfie George finished his second, and Alfie George now goes to third. V2 Combat can't get that P4 on track, and Busy Gorgon crosses the line in 6th. F1 driver down to 8th with the penalty. Jab keeps Pluto and Homesick at bay, but Homesick gets the final point.
He gets points on his debut in ARL. Better near the back, not a bad race for him. So, yeah, great race, I guess. Jack picking up driver of the day by the game, I'd say.
Fair enough.
Yeah, starting from the back, making 16 positions, was it? 15? I don't know. I'm not good at math.
We'll invite drivers for interviews.
Yeah. The last LMG, I think, made contact with Axe. I don't know if he did. I don't know if they're close, so I don't know.
Yeah, we will ask.
Because we never caught her. Oh, screenshots for so.
Yes. I'll get them all on the stream as well. Excuse me, as well.
Yeah.
FRA LMG confirmation there of his victory. 5 seconds over Corey Marshall in the end because of Alfie George's penalty. VRT Lilley 4th place. V2 Combat now 5th. Busy Gorgon 6th ahead of Jarv. F1 driver Homesick. Homesick is 10th actually. Jab, then Homesick. Pluto, Kyle, Axe, the first of the DNFs. Then FH, TRT Seed, Brute Gorgon, GSR Raid F1, Polo God and Such J, and Sink Sam, who retired on the first lap. Raptor, final thoughts, because it was meh, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was an okay race. Like, there's been much worse races.
Yeah.
Clean enough race, not like too many major incidents. Yeah, like a good few battles. Few nice moves. So yeah, that's really all I have to say. Anything you want to say?
Not really, other than that I'm going to leave this session because the timer keeps breaking, and that means we can start the interviews. Firstly, one of my drivers on the podium, Alfie George, 3rd place for you. We'll start with you. Congratulations. I mean, the penalty, bar the penalty, you put up a really good fight today with LMG. You were constantly on the back of him. Is that a really encouraging sign, as no, you've not really been in a position like that this season?
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. With that result, do you think you can carry this over to some of the upcoming races? Because we've got Italy, another high-speed track, Belgium, Russia, those sort of tracks coming up. Do you think you can take results from those? Awesome. Any questions from you, Raptor?
No, not really. I can think of it in my head. Just well done on the drive. Getting, is it your first podium of Tier 1? Yeah, just well done on it, and hope to see you back on the podium again.
Kind of highlights the the outcome of that, really. But on to Corey Marshall, another podium. I think that's 3 now for the season since your return. Obviously the alternate strategy excuse me, today. Ever since you had those mediums on, did you think you were able from the start to get this get the podium?
I didn't think podium, to be fair, but I was kind of hoping for, like, I don't know, top 6 or something like that. But yeah, a few people that got 5-second time penalties when they pitted, so it kind of helped me along. But yeah, I got a really good launch at the start, got to like PA after like turn 2, which was good. But yeah, almost impossible to close up at the end because of the DRS. But yeah, I'll take P2 to be fair, and mod on to LMG and get another 3 in a row or something now.
Thanks.
Was this a better podium to receive than Zandvoort because of how it was done?
I don't know, just a podium's a podium, I suppose.
Yeah.
I'm not really fussed if it's 2 or 3. So yeah.
Alright, any questions, Raptor?
Once again, no, but just well done. I'm not that great with questions, but
Alright.
once again, well done on your another podium, and probably see you on the podium again soon.
Cheers.
And now on to our championship leader. It's been a big turnaround from the larger gaps towards the start of the season, but there's nothing else we can really ask than championship leader by 9 points, I believe. LMG, how's this one feeling?
Hey,
Ah.
nice.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
I actually had a question for him.
Oh, well, we were going to try and find out if he saw anything from Axe. We were going to ask him about, obviously, taking the championship lead, but he's just left the party. His Xbox Live has died, which I guess he's restarting his Xbox. We might be able to get in a question.
Yeah.
It's just kicked him out of live. All right. I guess we'll wait, and we'll fill in this time by just speaking about the upcoming races. It's Monza next week. Obviously another high-speed track, and well, if it was anything like today, I don't know. It could go either way. We've seen a lot of chaos in Italy down the last months of this league. Tier 3, Season 2 comes to mind for everyone, of course. He's online now. And that puts an end to that conversation. Can you hear us? Yay! Hello. Make sure you got your audio included. What I was going to say is championship leader by 9 points. A third race win in a row for you. Could well have been a fourth if France didn't happen. But that aside, you've turned around quite a huge gap from trailing the championship. You now lead by 9 points. Took a win along with it. How's this one feeling for you? Obviously, you had that, well, not moment, but you had Axe behind you for most of that race, and then he just, fortunately, made that mistake. Did you see it? Did you see what happened, or? Nah. Any questions from you, Raptor?
No.
Yeah, it was always going to be a no. No, I'm joking.
Just,
But
I'm gonna say well done again, and hope to see you.
at least he's friendly.
Hope to see you stay in the championship fight.
He's leading the championship.
Yeah, but, so he doesn't fall back. Like Jack has a great run of results, and you have like some of the bad luck Jack's had recently. We don't want that to happen.
We don't want it to happen to anyone. Really.
We want to have a good championship battle.
That's what's happening. And Italy next week, like I said before, and then it's an off week after that. So Italy round 10 will be the last race for a couple of weeks. So yeah, make sure to be there across all tiers next week from Friday to Sunday. There is racing to look forward to, whether it be chaotic or not. Yeah, why don't you join us then? From me, Raptor, everyone that raced today, big thanks to them. And yeah, we will see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.